Hello, Abnormal Investigations. How's everyone doing? I've got another encounter for you guys, and I hope you enjoy it. And of course, it's always good seeing you guys and hearing from everyone. So, without any further things going on, I think we've talked about everything so far. We're going to jump directly into this encounter. Hey, everyone. I've decided to tell a story that happened 1.5 years ago. I've been struggling with the idea of telling someone about it. It's pretty unbelievable outside of a few people it happened to. I've decided to exclude names and the exact location. I've decided to tell the story as a way of honoring my friend. So, in that respect, I will use his name, but for myself and for others, I'll go by letters. Just a disclaimer, this story does deal with death. Just a little backstory, C and I are both from New York. After high school, we both decided to pursue ranching in Montana. That's where we hired onto a ranch, and I met my current girlfriend and my best friend, Eddie. We were both being chewed out one day by the ranch owners because we missed a spot in the fence that we fixed in the morning. This incident has happened before, which led me to take photos of us at that exact spot. By the time the conversation was over, it was around 4:30, 4:35, so Eddie C and I decided to load up the side by side and drive out and fix the fence as we didn't want any cattle to get out. One spot we had to get out and grab the tools because we had to walk some terrain not accessible by the vehicle. We walked through about a quarter of a mile to the break in the fence. We got there and started fixing the fence, messing around. As we worked, as we finished stretching the last wire and patching it, we heard a loud crash. We all turned around to see a tree falling maybe 150 feet off into the woods, which was abnormal, but we knew the tree was dead. As the tree was falling, we could see a tall figure, very slim, slightly longer than average arms, on its head. It had the skull of a bull. Yes, it was wearing the skull of a bull. Where the torso was, it was almost looked like it had the hide of a Texas Longhorn on it. Tan in color, but looked like it was drugged through ash. We took off running back to the side by side. We were about 210 feet away and we could hear it crashing through the brush. We managed to throw ourselves into the side by side. I drew my 38 revolver and I started firing at it in hopes of it not necessarily killing it, but stopping it just long enough for us to get around. It did just that. The round hit and it stopped. We got back to the house and sleep didn't come easily. Nothing of note happened for 9 days. On the ninth day, we were riding the fence on the inside of the pasture. We got down near where we saw the creature the first time. As we approached, the horses started getting a bit unsettled. C and I decided to stop, but Eddie kept urging the horses to go forward, at which the horse reared up and slipped in the mud, causing the horse to fall backwards onto Eddie. We rushed to help him. As we got to him, I looked up and saw the creature on the other side of the fence smiling. The smile was like a jack o' lantern, in the essence of how wide the smile was. The teeth themselves looked almost human. As it stood there smiling, it started to laugh, not in a normal sense of laughter, more like a sarcastic ha ha ha. Look what I caused. That type of laughter. We ran back to the house and jumped in my truck and flew to the hospital where Eddie was admitted and found to have several severe internal injuries. I'll spare the specifics. He had a heart attack that ended his life. C and I were devastated, but I was more angry than anything. How could that creature have the audacity to smile and to laugh? C and I got back to the ranch and decided we were going to hunt it down to spare anyone else the pain that it had caused, presently and possibly in the future. So I grabbed my Henry chambered in 4570 government, a 44 Magnum revolver, headed out to the side by side, and we drove to where we saw it last. We hopped out and we walked maybe 150, 200 feet into the woods, and that's where we saw some signs of a bigger animal. We saw footprints, none that were normal, large animal like a bear. They reminded me of a cow hoof print, but significantly bigger than any of the other cows on the ranch. So we tracked them, and the print started to fade as the creature was being more cautious. We got to a stream. As we were about to cross, we heard a low, low growl. It was like that low moo a cow does with the lion roar. I spun around. Standing right where we had walked was a creature. As we were standing there, I trained my rifle center mass, issued a warning shot saying, "If this is a joke, reveal your identity." The creature said nothing and started to, I guess the best way to put it was meander toward us. It wasn't walking with a purpose, but it wasn't still anymore. I fired one round at its chest. I hit the tree. Yep, hit the tree right in front of him. The bullet smashed into the tree. Bark shot everywhere. The creature let out a scream, and it ran faster than I'd ever seen. But the weird thing is, it went up the tree, and from one tree jumping to the next. It finally disappeared in the treetops. I still work at that ranch, and we haven't seen it since, not even a sign of it. I still, whenever I go to that area on the ranch, I still look for it. I look into the woods harder and harder, but it's gone. I don't know where it went or what happened, but it's gone. Yeah, it probably found out that you wasn't going to put up with it, and when you fired and done that to the tree, 4570, is for close range, and things hit really, really hard, and it probably figured that y'all were going to unalive it if it stayed around. So I think you're lucky. I'm sorry for the loss of your friend, and I'm sorry that you had to witness something like that. Until next time, guys, keep your head on a swivel. Don't be something's dinner, and remember, you never know what's watching you. When you're out in the woods, you can guarantee you something is. There's always something watching you. Until next time, guys, be safe and be cautious.